Oh, there's the cameraman. Just on
GM,
time.
cameraman. GM.
Just on time. Would you look at that? How you doing?
Oh, doing
Good,
good
good,
today.
good.
Beautiful.
Are you doing the voice of the cameraman?
Hey, you
No,
know,
no.
we're just gonna take some photos and we'll be here, all right? Okay, thanks.
Thank you, cameraman. Love it. Good morning, Disbullock. How are you doing today?
Yo, yo, yo. What's up,
Good.
this Bullock?
Howdy.
What up, this Billick?
Hey, yeah, I'm just switching the event over in the events.
Oh
Nice.
yeah, please.
Thank you.
Thank
Nice.
you.
Where is my phones? There they are. Which one do I need? Oh, I could do. Sorry, that's cool.
Are you doing mochi journeys, guys?
I currently do not have a mochi journey going. No.
I start an AI one tomorrow or Monday.
Monday.
Nice.
Ooh, an AI one. What do you mean by
Hey,
that?
Apeiru, but are you familiar with the mochi AA journey we are doing? Do you have a clue on that?
Nope, no clue.
We are getting optimism rewards by doing artificial intelligence mochi journeys.
We're training their AI. They give us
Oh,
prompts and we
sick.
generate things.
Hell yeah, right on.
Hello.
GM.
Yo.
Did I get Bingus reaction?
What's that? Sorry.
What was the reaction you just did?
Oh, this one?
Woo!
Bingus.
Oh yeah. You want to save it?
Yeah, for sure. How do you do that? I have no idea how you do that.
So okay, you know, if you click on the VC real quick, you'll see all of us. And if you hover your mouse over the VC, you'll see a little smiley face. And then you can do all the emoji reactions. Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, I see.
Oh yeah. How you doing, bro? How has your week been? How has everyone's week been? By the way, it's Friday. Happy Friday.
Happy
Ooh.
Thanks for
Friday.
stopping by.
It's
Woo!
been a good week. I've made some decent money on a shitcoin investment. That's been interesting.
Hey,
Oh, yeah. And
doing
besides
the
that,
DGen Lord's work. That's what's up.
yeah,
My
just
bro.
gassing up my friends where I can, man. You know how it
Nah,
is.
it's all love, man. Bro, I've got so much to share with you later.
I'm ready.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've kind of like my brain kind of like got fried sunny side up today. So in a good way, in the most possibly perfect, way
Delicious
possible.
way.
So it's amazing. And yeah, I'll tell you later. That's later. That's a later thing. Right? It's now, right now. And that's later. But yeah. Yeah, man. Anyway, well, how has everyone else's day been? I'm currently moving house, but like it's chill. It's a chill move today. The heavy lifting's tomorrow.
That's tough moving. How far are
Oh,
you moving though?
okay. Well, it's like a 3-minute drive, 5-minute cycle. It's only down the road, man.
Oh, then you're good.
Yeah, bro. Everything's blessed, man.
Why this Billick is a big cat and we are tiny circles?
Well, the Spielek currently has his. Oh, no, do you want to explain it, or I'll happily elaborate?
My profile picture is actually the video. I have my video sharing turned on, and it's something Bogey showed me, which you can see that the face changes when I
Nice.
talk and closes its mouth when I stop.
I love it. I think we already passed through this Billick the other day. I already asked you this.
But real quick before we get into the good stuff of today's session, I wanted to like say, hey man, has anyone else played with Discord's new soundboard feature? If not, let me know if you want to try it out later, and we can have some fun. But I think it would make I mean obviously people that like I guess players can use it, right? Like only players could use it, like because we don't want people spamming it when people are presenting during a call, right? But I think it would add like a little zest to these recordings, we put on YouTube and stuff and LensTube. I don't know, it's just a little idea I'm just throwing out with some of my players, you know what I'm saying?
I want to check it out because I don't know what you are talking.
Okay, no worries. It's like sound effects, bro. You know, like on the radio they have sound effects. So like in a voice chat you can do sound effects, but right now it's
Oh,
turned off in this
yeah.
server. Yeah.
Like a chicken noise or
Yeah, bro.
like
And what's
everybody
yeah, bro.
laughing, like a
Yep.
sitcom in the
Yeah,
teams.
exactly. Yep. Bueno, it's wonderful, my bro. Yeah, man, it's pretty cool. But I don't know. I think that would be pretty funny. Like maybe one community call, you just turn it on one day. Like I don't know. Yeah,
Can you
sound
try
effects.
to make it like right now?
Well, I don't have perms to turn it on.
Oh,
I can go look for it. What am I looking for? Where am I looking for it?
Probably server settings and soundboard. We just need to upload some sounds, I think, or yeah, something like that. I mean, I made a new server just to play around with it, and it was on by default. So yeah,
I think
I don't know.
we need a couple of sounds in order to work. I would say we need a fart. We need a
Easy. Yeah, that one's already built into Discord. There's like built-in ones already. There's like 9. It's crazy, bro. It's so much fun.
Yeah, on the soundboard page, all it has is upload sounds. It doesn't have like an enable option on
Oh,
that.
okay, sweet. So I guess we just need to well, I don't know, I don't see it. Maybe do you see a little like sound icon next to the bottom where screen share button is? Do you see like a button?
You hear that?
I do.
Yes, I have a soundboard.
Sweet. Okay, perfect. So it's just people with certain roles then. That's vibes. So it's on, that's vibes. Cool.
Okay,
Excellent.
yeah, I'll see if I can get it for everybody.
Well,
At least
maybe
all
not
players.
everybody, maybe just play, yeah, just players or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
get
man.
to the next level pretty quick. Everyone
Yeah,
gets
it does. It gets very distracting very quickly. But like, I think it's like a nice little comedic device that would, lend itself. Like, there's a little clapping one. That's my favorite one. Like, little golf clap. It's wonderful.
There's a thread here. It says, "How do I disable the soundboard feature?" The top one is get rid of the user who
we need-
uses the soundboard.
we need a cute one. We need a cute one. Like when somebody says something really cute, we have one like says like
Like,
ah.
aww. Bro, we could record them. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, please. Yes, we have to do. Yeah, we have to.
Do you know what I'm
we need a
saying, bro?
recording. We need a
Yes.
recording of Jose saying "Holy God." That's what we need.
See.
Omnidex on and each going.
Do you see it now?
I do, yes. Wonderful.
Yeah, players should now have access.
Thank you. Big shout out to Disbullock. Just round of applause. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you see what I'm saying? It's beautiful. I mean, like, I guess we could turn it on for the first 15 minutes or some shit, right? And then turn it off just in case, because I mean, I'm gonna admit I personally I get a little trigger happy sometimes, but
Yeah.
like just in case, just for the archive sake kind of vibes. But yeah, man, that's vibes. Thank you, Disbelic, man. That's a vibe. I was wondering about that for a while. So where is it at?
Way it be.
So over stateside, is it long? Is it like a long weekend for you guys?
I don't know. G, is it a long weekend for us?
It's a holiday weekend.
Oh, it is.
Hey,
so it
any
is. It is
any
Halloween.
plans?
I feel weekend. I feel
Not
weekend
yet,
since the
but I'm sure
Tuesday.
they'll develop.
Yeah, I suppose that's a vibe. What was that,
I feel the,
Jose? Since Tuesday?
I feel the weekend since the Tuesday. Yeah, we had our
Wow.
friends come over on Tuesday for Vanessa's birthday.
Oh,
We
what?
we throw a gathering like 3 a.m. in the morning, and the next day I wake up really late, and then we just didn't do anything. We were like tired, and then Thursday, parts night and music. Like, yeah, I'm living my best weekend since the Tuesday.
Man, that's what's up. Yep, yep.
Oh, that it's so needed.
Your talent, bro. I'm glad you see what I was saying. Thank you. Yes.
Hey, this Billy, do you have a meow?
Bro, we can find them easy, bro. Easy.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize it was going to be like the emojis, and I'd be able to see all the different servers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you got Nitro, you can use other sounds and such. I think, or actually, I can't. I see. I can only see
Yeah, that
metagames,
was
but that's
actually
cool.
interesting to see, the different settings with different servers because a lot of people can use, but we can't actually see the other servers, so we can only
Yeah,
see the metagames.
it might be a
If you
perms
want, I
thing
can send
again,
you a
but
link to a soundboard download.
yeah, currently metagame doesn't have any sounds uploaded. That's why it's saying add sound. So if you have a sound, I'm gonna try and add one. No, I need perms for that. But that's obviously a thing. But yeah, that's why there's no in the list yet. But yes.
Well, alrighty then. We are getting pretty close to the 15-minute mark. So generally speaking, we just kind of do a little bit of a checkup on the community. Everyone says how they're doing. But we do have a couple of guests here today. Looks like Sero is here. Zaf, you look very new. I'm excited for all of our new, community highlights that we're doing today. I'm excited for what's going on. So because I know Sero, I'm just going to maybe go ahead and go with him first, unless we have a schedule. Does anyone know?
I think I'm supposed to start at in
Yeah.
7 minutes. I mean, I'm happy to start earlier if I need to.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, sometimes we do 15, sometimes we do 20. I guess it's up to you guys. But yeah, are you highlighting Ricochet Exchange again today, or are you doing something slightly
No,
different?
I'm doing my own thing actually.
Oh snap! Okay, cool. So he is forging right through the dark forest. Doing our Web3 thing out here. So yeah, I think that would be totally fine. It's fine by me if you would go ahead and start. Does anyone have any disagreements about that in the community?
I don't.
Yeah, perfect opportunity
All
for the
right,
cricket. I love
thanks
it.
for clapping, everyone. Thanks for clapping. I'll start. Yeah, so I just threw this together real quick so I can get my point across. So a few months ago, I started working with somebody in the metagame community. His name is Nightgeist. He's in and out. He's not always contributing, but he does often. I started working with him because his skill set really worked with my skill set. So I'm mostly front end, but I deal more with the logic integration, smart contract interaction side of things, and he's more into the styling and the UI and working with these material UI packages and all that. So we had a very good complementary set of skills, and I started working with him. And we started this little Discord server where we would organize our work. And over time, we've grown it to about 15 or so members at the moment. So it's just called Hunter's Workshop. So what we're trying to do is connect developers with work and connect clients with developers. You could think of it as what Raid Guild is doing. I think that's a good frame to put it in, but on a much, much, much smaller scale. And we're hoping to keep it at a small scale. So again, essentially what we're doing here is we are a collective of Web3 professionals. We're trying to invest in each other by bringing in work, building together, and sharing ideas that we can all contribute towards. We take on various projects, bounties, and gigs, and have managed to get a decent amount of work and clients up to this point. So the problems that we're trying to solve for is that decent work is usually hard to come by. Bounties on deal work are pretty rare, and good bounties are even harder to find. One of the few DAOs that actually does good bounties on deal work is Metagame, which is how I found Metagame in the first place. But if you take a look at the bounties page, there's very, very little bounties that are above like $20, and very, very few of those even respond to you when you try to go into their servers and talk to them. If there's a bigger ticket, whether that be in V-Work or somewhere else, usually they have specific needs and they're not really focused on one thing or another. So if you're a TypeScript developer, sometimes you're going to need to know things with smart contract development. One second. If you're a smart contract developer, sometimes the ticket needs TypeScript development, and you'll find yourself basically only able to finish half or less of that specific ticket. And then third thing is connections are required. So if you do find a bounty that's good or a job or whatever, and you jump into that server, if you don't know anybody there, most likely you're going to get ignored, and they will pick someone that they've either worked with before or that they have some sort of connection with. So solution, we are a group of people and we offer each other our skills, and some people find tasks, some people do these tasks. If I find something that requires somebody with style knowledge, I'll go to Nightgeist. If I need somebody that is able to do client facing or bridge building, I go to say Masashi. And yeah, having multiple people sort of rounds out the skills that you're able to provide to the client. And most of the time, you're able to provide that client with a better experience overall, and they'll leave happy. You'll have more time, and two people are getting paid instead of one or more, depending on how many people you need for the project. And just drinking some water again. You can take a look at the DAOs that we've worked with so far.
So I would like to make a real quick comment while you're taking a sip there.
Shoot.
Legitimacy is the scarcest resource. And I think one of the things that it looks like your project is solving is that like layer of legitimacy between maybe Web 2 devs coming into Web 3 and trying to find decent work, and like the huge amount of communities that kind of just exist here on the edges and have that layer of reputation or legitimacy. So it seems very cool. This is very awesome. I love seeing all of these projects up here. I recognize more than half of them. So thank you.
Thank you for mentioning that. I appreciate it. So what is our agenda? Right now, things are not as organized as they can be. We're improving our organization, but let's start with number one, which is growing the team. So at the moment, like I said, we have like 15 people, let's say, but there is a big imbalance between developers and people that are able to talk to clients, people that are able to handle finances, business development, stuff like that. So we're trying to grow a team that is balanced with the different skill sets that we need to make this a more stable and good experience for everybody. After we get a team that is sufficient enough to get consistent work and to provide value that we can, we're going to start standardizing. So by standardizing, I mean, how do we deal with the client? When do we take a payment? When do the developers get paid? How do we deal with logging all this information so that we can go back and learn from it? And these are all different structures that need to be built. And I know that, again, if you look at Raid Guild, you see that they have done that. I think the only distinguishing thing between what we're doing and what Raid Guild is doing is the size. Because of the fact that they're so large, it's very like things are very slow moving, especially if you're new to the organization. It's very hard to get into it. It's very hard to get onto your first raid. You'll have to know a lot of people. There's a lot of calls and getting to know different channels. I think there's over 60 channels in their Discord server right now. And this isn't anything wrong with Raid Guild. I really respect and look up to what they're doing, and I find a lot of inspiration in it. It's just that the way I like to do things is just more controlled, smaller size, and everything just goes easier and smoother and faster that way. After we create these standards, we're going to start building this infrastructure around those standards. So we want to build infrastructure for DAO and Web3 contributors to provide them insurance, healthcare, pensions, legal protection, and other stuff that is usually available in traditional business. I feel like after speaking to so many people that work in this field, one of the biggest issues is that we do not have any benefits, job stability, or legal support at all. We're basically on our own. Everybody is either a freelancer or a gig worker, and if they have a full-time job, it's usually under strange contract. We're an international crowd, so there's not much in regards to keeping, basically keeping yourself safe and consistent for the future. So this is the end goal. This is why everything started in the first place, is to create this infrastructure for people that work in this area, in this field, to get the benefits that they would if they worked at, say, a Google or a Microsoft. Core team. So I am a software engineer. I do a lot of different things. I think my main skill set is communications. I feel like I'm able to talk to people pretty well. I speak multiple languages, and I've been dealing with clients, and I had a background in sales before I started doing engineering. Nightgeist is a UI UX designer, and he's an overall brilliant guy. I think he has a lot of talent. He rounds out my skill set pretty well. Musashi has been doing bridge building for us, admin work, and he's been pretty consistent with it. I really appreciate all the efforts that he's put into getting me into different servers, getting me connected with the right people, and helping growing the team. Amy is a social media manager. She's been a part of a few DAOs in the past, but her main role is to do, again, admin work, social media management, and all that type of stuff. And that's pretty much it. So that's everything that we are trying to do. I wanted to take a few minutes, if I still have the time, to take a look at some of the projects that we've either contributed to or built. I'm not sure if I still have the time. Let me know. All right, I guess I do. So this is Ricochet Exchange. This is a website that Nightgeist and I built from scratch. This is how we met. It has a lot of features, a lot of these quality of life improvements for data visualization. You see the little thing here that shows your balances in your portfolio. There's money flowing through these contracts. There's a lot of users. It's been a pretty successful product so far. Super fluid console. So we've done a couple of things here in the search. I worked on the search functionality. I worked on the ENS integration. I worked on this map feature here. Unfortunately, I think I need to look for someone else, yj.eth. Maybe I'll be able to show that there. I don't think so. But point is, this would show a map of all the streams that I have coming in and out and how much it was. Unfortunately, I'm not streaming at the moment. In regards to metagame, so we did a few things. We did an ENS integration and me tokens integration, and we worked on some profile editing functionality. So there's that. You can see this here, which is part of the me tokens thing. Aluo, these are the markets. So when I took over a task for improving this site, it was extremely slow. It took about 45 seconds to load some of these markets here. When I worked on it, my goal was to decrease the loading time, and I moved it from 50 seconds to about 5 seconds. So 10x improvement in loading time. This is more of like a single ticket logic based work. I also did a Biconomy integration for them. Lenster, I'm doing tests for Lenster, so end-to-end testing with Web3 wallets. I also worked on some file upload stuff with IPFS. DepDAO, I built the front end for DepDAO. It's been changed a little bit since I was working on the project, but this is one of the things that I worked on. Let me see. I need to be on ETH here. So this is a front end that I built with support, of course, but yeah, that's one of the people that I've worked with. Teller Oracle. Teller is an Oracle similar to Chainlink, but they're a little bit more decentralized, and we worked on a few things here with the data feed. See if that's still live. It is. So I did the data feed for them, a few graph instances to get all this data off of their smart contracts, and then one to feed. This is before I met. Nightgeist, and so the styling here could be much better. But point is, I did this as well. And then there's a bunch of other ones that I've worked with that I don't necessarily have the time to get into. I think maybe one last one that would be worth showing is Decentra. Get on this here. Just a few more seconds for this to load. And yeah, in the meantime, if you guys have anything to say, I don't know why this is down right now. This was working a few minutes ago. God damn it. Huh. Well, that was working yesterday. I'm not sure what's up with it today. But point is, I did some edits here. But point is, we've worked on a bunch of stuff. We've managed to grow our client list a lot. We have about 10 to 15 clients that are in and out that we've been working with. There's a few that I haven't shown here. One of the benefits that I've gotten from working on this and from starting this is I have a lot more time to spend with family and to work on side projects. In the past, I would be able to only juggle about 2 or 3 projects at a time. Now I'm able to do about 5 or 6 by myself. And then I'm also able to oversee a few more with other people taking the lead on that. I have more time. I have more friends. I can rely on people to help me get things done. And I've just overall, my life satisfaction has improved since I started working with Nightgeist and all the other people here, because it's just easier when you have people that are willing to help you with the work that you're doing. And yeah, I hope that that makes some sense. I'm going to leave a link here for we have a little questionnaire because we were adding a bunch of people at the beginning. To try to grow the group, but at the moment we want to keep it balanced. So I put a questionnaire on my link tree, and you can check it out in the chat here for this video call. You can answer the questionnaire. If your skill set matches with the people that we're working on, we'll add you into the group and we'll try to get you some work. Otherwise, you could just take a look at what we've been doing, the portfolios and all. And yeah, thank you guys for listening. That's been everything. If you have any questions, you can go ahead.
What a killer presentation, man! That was awesome. I love seeing all the work that you've done to like make it more experiential for Web3 folks all across the board. Super fluid. I'm super impressed with. I freaking love it. I love the idea of like having a map of being able to see where all those flows are happening. I've had a bit of imagination of my own for a super fluid project for a long time, and I think that little upgrade would really make a huge difference on like showing the value and what it is that that project would create. But thank you so much. And I think we have another community to show off. Um, are they here? I see a Nacho. Are you our next guest, sir?
No, I just came here to look at the presentation of Sero.
Sure enough, sure enough. Very welcome, Musashi. I'm trying to hold it down with what information I have available to me. Jose, do you know who's up next?
Yeah, it's Michelle Huang, but she's not around. So give me a moment to reply her back. Actually, I know she's by 12 and 40, so she's still 10 minutes. She still have 10 minutes on his side. Let me see if uh, if she needs something to connect.
Sure enough. Thank you so much. So that's one of the things that just kind of happens in these community calls is we finish early. People are all over the world. This is something that we do all the time. Web3 never sleeps; it just moves from place to place over and over. And in the words of Bogey, it is the now, and now we're
Yep.
just kind of chat and hang out for a minute and see. Wait for our
Breaking news! It's right now, everyone, and you're here with us, waiting patiently, doing stuff. So, does anyone have any like random ideas? I like to, I like to just, like, does anyone have any random ideas before I carry on rambling?
I would love to like chat about the superfluid idea that I had once upon a time. Sero just dropped something fun. Ooh, there we go. So Sarah
Oh,
just dropped a visualization of what it looks like when stuff is flowing around on his
oh,
globe.
that's awesome. I love
Yeah,
that.
my imagination for that was actually to create like kind of like a wealth circle where it's like everyone's flowing money to each other, and then you kind of develop a bit of a passive stream or a passive income, and then with the hopes of creating a little regenerative ecosystem that just kind of like thrives and builds back there in the background. My our big imaginations for all of this is aligning game theory. This is the meta game that we're playing out here, like the circles of maps on Coordinape. Yes.
I
Yeah.
wanted to add on to that a little bit. You know, the what you're talking about, this like circular stream of all the people streaming to each other. I think that the me tokens thing is I think it's a great idea, the whole me tokens. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with the D-work feature for staking, but if we could basically pay to stake into these me tokens and just stream them to each other, so everybody has a little bit of everyone else's tokens, and we're investing in each other that way. Over time, the value of it goes up. You know, if somebody succeeds, you succeed a little bit with them. I think that should be something that's done. I talked to Keith or Peth about it, but yeah, that's a little bit far off.
Yeah, any kind of like growing circles like that are super cool. Like the hyperstructure of the way that all of this works is that our interactions and our engagement overall increases our value. Like we are trapping that value out here in this metagame, and I'm super excited because it feels like all of the cool tools that we kind of imagined we could use and would be working like a year and a half, 2 years ago, when so many of us arrived are finally showing up, and they're like high quality and interactable now. So this is super fun. I'm wicked excited. We got some spoilers out in the circles out here. I think I'm gonna do that instead of using Mochi for Malak Cloud Chick. Ooh, yeah, a me token circle. I think this is a great idea.
Hey guys, Michelle is on a meeting, so she will be here with us on time.
So we have 7 more minutes to fill the airwaves.
Yeah.
Right on, perfect. Now is a perfect time for everyone to use their soundboard and get it out of your system. And
I think we can make.
Got him!
Mind if I share
Yeah,
my
that was-
screen one more time? I got
Yeah, go
something
for it.
working.
Go for it, bro.
All right, all right. It's just a passion project for me. This is basically in the background. This is a Gnosis safe, but we turned it into a chat app. So basically, anybody that is a signer on the Gnosis safe can chat in this group. And if you're not a signer, you immediately get kicked out. And you can like create folders and stuff with the different safes that you're involved with. You can add members. You could add transactions and do everything like just as a Gnosis safe, but in the chat. This is the one for the 100th workshop here. So yeah, I just wanted to share that real quick. This has been a passion project of mine for a while
Dude,
now. I did
that's
it in
sick
ETH
AF,
Global.
man. Holy crap. That's super freaking cool. It almost feels like an upgrade to what we're doing out here in Discord world. Yeah,
I don't. Man, it's all night, guys, because I did all the functionality a couple of like I did this project a year ago with a friend, and it just looked like shit. Like it looked horrible. That's where this compatibility thing really comes into play, where I can build things that work, but they look horrible. But when I have somebody like Night Guys, like things look good and they work, which is great. Well, it worked a little bit. I did something wrong yesterday, but yeah.
Man, that's wicked exciting. I think those kind of upgrades and these kind of moves are really revolutionary for the space because I, I have personally kind of been speaking out against Discord for a very long time. I mean, I totally get why we use it, but as far as like being Web3 natives goes, I think you're getting close to some kind of alternative that might actually function really well. Just because it's like, oh, I don't know. Personally, I'm in 200 different discords, and it is a huge pain in my ass to like engage or deal with that many discords. As where I feel like this kind of upgrade of it being directly on chain shifts a lot of that. You could totally change the way that you experience your Web3 world with this kind of upgrade.
Well, I personally have a lot of trouble focusing with Discord. I mean, I love Discord. I use it all day, but there's just so much going on that is some of it is work, some of it is fun, some of it is personal, and it gets very overwhelming. And I'm a big fan of like everything should stay like if it's a financial conversation, it should stay in a financial space. If it's a friend conversation, Discord tries to do that with servers, but it gets overwhelming.
Yeah, for sure, and so definitely something to speak out for app fatigue as well. Just like switching modes and switching, engagement forms and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's another. This is like this context shifting all the time is it's a huge waste of time because you think like if you click on Discord and then go back to your code editor, you think it's just like a few minutes or a few seconds of switching, but really it's like 10, 15, 20 minutes every time you change an app because your brain needs to like get back into the flow of things and you lose your train of thought, you lose what wherever you were going is just gone. And this also happens when you're switching projects a lot, like if you're jumping from one code base to the next or one task to the next, it gets like very overwhelming.
And I think that's definitely an argument for creating these kind of like beneficial circles of tighter knit communities. Squat up with your friends and do something incredible together. Definitely has something to say in all of this experience for sure. Because metagame, has been freaking awesome for me. Just as far as a tight knit community goes, that keeps on showing up, keeps on iterating, keeps on pushing that crispy edge of wherever Web3 is at in the dark forest. I feel like I'm always there, right? Like I'm right there at the edge where all the interesting stuff is happening, and I put a lot of that benefit to metagame just because they stay active the way they do. So, how about anyone else? I feel like I've been consuming a bit of the airwaves. I know I'm hosting today, but anyone else wants to chat up, speak up? Potentially, a lot of people are working on other things while enjoying the community call because we're busy out here having fun. I'm gonna go look at my degen plays.
So Ape, I think you're involved with Raid Guild, right? You're in Raid Guild.
Oh yeah, I'm a big raid guilder for sure.
So how's that experience been for you? Have you been on any guilds, any raids yet?
Uh, on one or two. I definitely made like all of my money back. I think I'm kind of in the point now where I'm like the arbitrage of my time into like the benefits that I've gotten from Raid Guild are kind of digging at each other. But beyond that, yeah, it's been pretty beneficial. I think it's like anything else. Like there's lots of shifts happening in the DAO world all the time. So yeah, they're upgrading to V3, and I think once we get to V3 and everything tightens up again, things will shift pretty quickly over there. But definitely excited about you guys' project as well, and happy to help or bring anything over from that side of the DAO world for your benefit. And it
Well,
looks
I
like Michelle is here as
oh
well.
hell yeah.
Welcome, Michelle.
Hi, friends. Good to be
Hey,
here.
happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Woo!
You guys have some plans for the weekend?
I'm moving house.
What?
I got the keys
Dang.
this morning. I know, right? It's
Yeah.
mad. Woo woo.
Holy,
But
that's crazy. Congratulations.
well, thank you. Well, thank you. Yeah, it's like only a small move into an apartment from a house, but it's no big deal, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
Welcome.
the environment always inspires new things. So definitely excited to hear your insights there.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
For sure.
So, Michelle, I do believe you are our next community highlight. Super excited to hear about your project. What do you got for us today?
Yeah, so I'm working on a community-driven project to renovate abandoned houses in Japan into decentralized and co-created community residencies. I know that's a mouthful, so I'm happy to talk about and zoom in into like either one of those things. But the context of the project was very much going on different creative retreats and sabbaticals myself. I left my job in tech and SF a couple years ago, and I was just like, I need to do things that make my heart beat faster. And so I was like, okay, how do I extend my runway? Like, how do I go to a place where I'm not feeling pressured to produce financially every month? And so ended up going to Asia, to Taiwan for a little bit, and basically never looked back since. And I'm like on a mission to be able to create that space for more people and to help people with collective human flourishing.
Oh my gosh, those are like all of my feels. You are really, really pulling at my heartstrings. So,
Hell
I'm a
yeah.
huge fan of permaculture. I'm a huge fan of KNF, which is Korean natural farming. It actually came from I do believe originally was like highlighted by a Japanese man who was doing essentially regenerative farming out in Japan. So I am super excited and engaged to hear about how it is that your system kind of works. Like I'm sure being from America and being in Japan, there might be a little bit of value arbitrage happening. It might be a little cheaper to exist and live in Japan. There's also like a lifestyle shift that I think a lot of people, specifically maybe Americans who are on the side of shifting and regeneration, that is a little easier, a little slower paced, and a little more real and honest and community based. I know that I've looked into a little bit of shifting over to Japan, and they very, very much so focus on the community aspect of things. So I would love to hear how your experience is going out there, upgrading and retrofitting Japanese houses. Let's hear more.
Yeah, it's really good. We're still actually in the beginning phases of our project in terms of finding the house. But I think the most important thing is to understand more about local and community integration. Fun fact, a little bit for the akiya lore, the akiya like context. Akiya basically means abandoned house in Japanese. There are a ton of these houses, more than 10 million of these homes that are just kind of abandoned in the countryside. And so the country is going through a pretty large housing crisis in the sense that there's a lot of shift to urban population, like older generations are moving to urban areas to get better healthcare. Local people or younger people are moving to urban areas to get better job opportunities. And so there's a bunch of these houses that are in the countryside that end up being abandoned, and a lot of times people end up just donating them for free to like the government, different akiya banks, trying to get people to help take care of them. And at that point I was just like, okay, like that's really interesting. So kind of like going back to your point around kind of like how we're thinking about the house, it's actually quite easy, I think, to just purchase a house in kind of like in its silo. Like, people can come together, like raise funds, buy a house, but it's much harder to actually integrate within a community. So we found a really amazing home back in January, like put down the deposit, like we're really serious into actually making that purchase happen. But I think like before going into the house, we realized that like we just need to understand more about the communities involved, to not kind of be a imposing person or community that is like, okay, like we're just going to buy a house because we've like raised money for it, and then try to force ourselves to integrate. And so now we're kind of taking an approach where we're renting an akiya abandoned house in different regions and just exploring the different cultures there, like seeing how we can be involved in community initiatives, see like what we can do to learn more about local stories and sort of the initiatives and experience that are happening there. And then from there, actually go and purchase a home after we have a like more of a gut feeling and having more confidence that we can integrate well. So in terms of the stage of the project, we're running our first summer residency in Shizuoka Izu region, which is I would say 2 to 3 hours away from Tokyo on like the more like southwest direction. And just like exploring there, like I'll be volunteering on a peach farm as well as a Zen temple. So like I'm excited to kind of get my hands dirty and understand more about what it's like to live with locals. And then we're gonna rent a house as a community and kind of like scout out different properties in the area, like go on walks, experiment with community rituals, and see whether or not we can find community homes in the area. And if not, like we explore another region. So kind of like doing micro experiments before going all in on a house and kind of like crossing your fingers and praying that'll work, and not forcing that kind of interaction. Like I'm a huge fan of organic emergence. So yeah, that's a little bit about where we are right now.
Well, first of all, thank you so much. I super appreciate that you called it organic emergence, the slow moving, the cultivating of relationships and experience and community. I super appreciate you just not going in guns ablazing to buy houses and engage with the community.
Yeah.
Um, so, how many people do you have at this first summer residency, or I guess how many really engaged members do you have that are actively in Japan doing the? I suppose this is geared potentially towards digital nomads and people who want to move to Japan.
Yeah, so it's a combination between people that are kind of in different liminal transital spaces. I was very much one of those people for the last 3 or 4 years. I've kind of just been hopping around, but I do feel a sort of draw and pull to Japan as well. It's a country that I really want to double click on and just understand more and ingrain myself in the culture. Like even from the UX that you see, like you go to ATMs and there's like a cup holder and like a cane holder. You go to like train stations and there's like lines that tell you, hey, like this is how you transfer between different stations. And so there's like a wide variety of delightful UX that I've stumbled upon in the country that just I think really emphasize how much people care about experience and having things be accessible. And like good design is not a luxury. It's like it should be something that is available and should be accessible for everyone to make their life more effortless and frictionless. And so, yeah, I'm excited to spend more time in Japan specifically to understand more about the design processes and really commit to being there for a couple of years at least. So that's kind of like why I'm excited there. But this project is focused on not only attracting people that are nomading around and looking to explore different places and have a place to create a sabbatical, but also for locals as well. Like we've had a lot of local interest around people that want to share space with people that are in more of a liminal transitory part of their life. I think having a Schelling point, I'm not sure if this is like too technical, like it's more of like a meeting and convergence point where a lot of serendipity and cross-pollination can occur from a really authentic point of view. So yeah, it is truly for anyone who's curious and anyone that wants to also like learn more about different cultural things and experiment on how to create more embodied spaces, experiential spaces within each of these houses.
Wow. Yeah, that just sounds so exciting to me personally. It's funny. I in the real world, a lot of us are all over the place, but I look very white. I am mostly like Euro trash of some mix, but my actual one largest genetic block of material is Japanese, and I have been
Okay, wow.
I've been very attracted to Japanese culture and everything like that for a very long time, and definitely attribute a lot of my differences with the modern world and modern life to the fact that I'm much more closely attached to a much slower, much more
Mm,
intentional life as opposed to where I
mhm.
am here in the States.
Yeah, there's like an interesting aspect in Japanese culture. There's just like amazing words for things, but one of the ones that really stand out to me is called the Zirconian spirit. As a creative myself, like I tend to kind of rabbit hole and get lost in the sauce sometimes, maybe a little bit too much occasionally in projects that I'm doing. And Sarkonan spirit in Japanese basically translates to artisan spirit. Like you have all of these people really dedicating their lives to their crafts. Like you have like wood makers that are doing, you know, like the same traditional Japanese craft for like 40 years. Or you have like sushi chefs that, you know, spend, I think actually I was talking to a friend and they're like, yeah, like actually for your first 2 years of sushi training, you're making rice for like the entire time. And so kind of like there's a sort of fractal vision that happens in terms of zooming into detail, zooming into that and like finding more detail, more fractals, zooming into that and seeing more. And it like never ends. And I think kind of the way that people are devoted to this craft, to their craft, it's not like necessarily like, you know, any craft, but something that speaks to them. Like the act of devotion, I think, is like something that I'm finding increasingly rare in society, because I think there's almost like a fear of devotion because the price of devotion is ego. And so I think it's just so interesting that people chase that and allow themselves to kind of surrender to their craft and continue making it. And so for me as an artist, I feel super drawn to a lot of the practices and some of the cultural norms that exist in that country.
Yeah, and it's interesting to say that like there's some piece of ego behind it. I think most certainly that the connotation is not there maybe, or like it's different because spiritually I guess it comes from a different place. But yeah, I definitely have that same feeling of like a huge desire to really focus and hone in on a craft that, you know, I'm very 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 good at. I'm a glass blower in the real world, so I do like really microscopic tiny work that's like very fine, kind of hard to do stuff. So I definitely feel that. So how can people engage more with your project? Do you have some links or a link tree that you can drop in our town hall chat over here?
Yes, I will. I I rabbit hole on the website. Actually, I don't know if I have permission to send messages in Townhall, but if someone can post it in Townhall, kind of post our website, www.akiya.world. That should kind of give a sort of glimpse on essence and vibe, and also Discord link for people that are interested in contributing or getting involved in these processes. I've been really excited about the concept of worlding and creating embodied spaces that allow for different kind of adventuring and serendipity. And so having, I think, different creatives come and leave an artifact of themselves to contribute to the house, or more creatives to come in and experience in the future, like that's something that I really want to manifest in this project. So really excited about kind of having this intergenerational evolution that is not necessarily like blood related, but is coming from like a more iterative cultural lens. Thanks for posting in the chat.
Oh, most certainly. I'm trying to dig through a few website things too as well. I'm gonna try and grab a Discord link for you, everybody, and then
Yay.
what else am I gonna grab? I think there's. Do you have a Twitter or an Instagram?
Yes. So if you scroll to the bottom of the website, you can see our social links for the Instagram and Twitter as well.
Okay. Just a little warning for you. It is very difficult to click those little buttons down there at the bottom.
Okay, that's good feedback. That's
yeah,
really
you
good
just
feedback.
need a slightly larger like hitbox for them bad boys.
Yes.
It's cute though. I love it. I love this website. It's very nice. I think
Absolutely.
maybe the problem might be that the circle like perfectly lined up, so that might be part of the issue as well.
Okay,
And then
got
I'm
it.
also going to grab your Instagram for everyone as well. So I'm
Amazing.
sure. Are you snapping some beautiful photos? Oh, glorious!
Absolutely.
So ready, so ready.
Yeah, there's just like
Okay.
so much firsthand that I want to share. So yeah, just wanting to create another node for people to come experience, kind of like not only the node of like specifically Japanese UX, but in general like another node for community and ritual making and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a pretty wide spanning project, and we can probably build some more coherence around certain things. But I think like we are dynamic and moving beings that are constantly changing and evolving and iterating over time. And so having a way to capture some of that and kind of artifact it in a tangible form that we can interact with is something that I'm thinking about a lot too.
Certainly, man, so fun. So I do want to say it is 12:56. We're getting close to the hour. If anyone needs to jump off, thank you to our two community, highlights. We have Sarah with the Hunters, and we have Michelle with Akiya. Would either one of you like to speak again before we start closing things down? Are we going to go a little bit further? We generally go over time on the community calls, just because we like to chat about other things as things kind of ramp down. Sarah, Michelle, anything else for closing statements?
Just thanks for listening, everyone.
Most certainly, we're happy to hear what you're working on out here. Sounds like y'all are crushing it. Very cool.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really good to be here. Thank you. I think Jose, is that how you pronounce your name? Thank you for the invite. So it's really good to be here. And Musashi was able to speak in our community around building eco villages. So thank you again. I think that's how I actually got connected to this community. So yeah, really, really happy to be here and share insights. And yeah, just I'm available. So if anyone wants to jam on rituals or embodied spaces, I'm pretty much thinking about those things all the time, every day, 24/7. So yeah, I'm really happy to be here. Thank you again for having me.
This is definitely the place to geek out on ecosystem creation and eco villages and permaculture and building the future of community with each other. Heck yeah, this is the place to be doing it. We're doing it digitally because we may not have the chance to do it on the ground just yet, but thanks to people like you, we are getting closer and closer.
Yes, it is a collective effort. It is impossible to do alone, and it becomes more exciting and interesting and diverse with everyone else's perspective. So yeah, awesome to kind of be and interact with this community that you felt like it seems that there's really nourishing, heart-centered people here. So yeah, props to you guys for building something really special.
Thank you so much. And definitely, if you have the chance, check out Korean natural farming and permaculture. Those are incredible systems design theory systems that will kind of give you a new perspective on building a community and building ecology and working like nature does, stacking functions and all that fun stuff. It's a really a mind shifting, a world shifting kind of perspective on things to check out what they're doing with Korean natural farming and also permaculture.
Yes, will do. I was just talking to Musashi around permaculture as design experiments, because there's so much that we can learn from the diversity of nature and how iteration happens. I think I was having a conversation with someone recently about oak trees and how oak trees actually start growing a lot of different branches, and then sometimes the tree needs to survive, and then it basically does all these different experiments, and then it cuts off some of the branches, and then those experiments actually go back to nurturing the entire tree. And so ecology, it really is about the study of consequences and study of how interconnectedness happens. So yeah, it's definitely inspiring to learn from nature. I'm a huge fan of biomimicry and in that world as well. Anyways, I know I've been speaking a lot, so I'll stop talking for now. I'm just too excited about all of these topics. But yeah, it's super inspiring to kind of observe and see what happens from observation.
Nah, you don't have to worry about taking too much of the airwaves. We love to hear your voice. We love specifically to hear about all the cool biomimicry stuff that's going on out there. This is the future. A very, very truthful ledgering system, working alongside nature, creating that regenerative future for all of us, and spreading abundance, because that's what it's all about. There's so much abundance in the world, especially in the digital spaces. So Let's focus a little less on the money of things, and let's focus a little more on the love of things, the joy of things, because that's where all value comes from. We produce that value internally for the world, and then we just kind of we ledger it a little bit, and we'll put schmooze it around, but more focused on just overall benefits. I love it. I will come back to listen, only to listen. Well, Tommy, it's always nice to have you in here. Also, another regen friend of ours. Jose, would you like to play a little song by any chance? I don't know if are we getting ready
Yes,
to close down the call?
I would love it. And I was also going to say hello to Michelle, to Zero or Zero. I still don't know, man. And
It's like
yeah,
Teth or Pete, same problem.
Right, right.
well, really happy to meet you guys, to get to know more about what passionates you. I'm really happy to see this kind of energy on Web3 around the world. It's so inspiring, and I'm glad for the bridges that we all found interesting these projects. And it was a super fun day with these new noises and sounds, and I actually super enjoyed today the space. Yeah, I'm going to share a song, oldie but goldie. Vanessa just remembered me this song. It's a song for when you don't know what to do with your life. It's this song name is The Personal Hell, and we all have a personal hell. We all have a an harmony in our lives that we don't like to play, and that we have to face it. And our best tool in those moments is to have good humor, is to be to accept things, to accept life, and overcome our personal hell to also be a strength. So yeah, happy to share the music today. Oh, sorry. Looks like I'm tuning.
Great gift, right?
We all getting in tune today. That's what the community call is for us to get in tune with one another. Let's
Yeah,
hold that vibe.
calibration. Okay.
A little harmonic tuning. Very cool. Very fun.
It's the only way.
Truly, truly.
Oh, but this is Vanessa's guitar. Like, I don't know what is happening. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what is happening. It's like a brighter guitar. I'm going to grab mine. So sorry for this. Things that happens on days. Yeah. I don't know if you will notice, but like I notice in the body, you know.
Yeah, I don't know
You
if
could
it's
just feel it. Yeah, I'm with you.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. That's the thing about guitar. I don't know if it's because it is not varnished. Mine is a matte one, but
oh,
yeah, I feel it and I don't like it. Maybe I will varnish it in the future.
Okay. Oh yeah. ¿Cómo me cuesta entrar a mi infierno personal? Hasta respirar me ahoga.
No hablemos de fumar. Todo aquí quema, me deja marcas en la piel. Hasta respirar me duele. No hablemos de correr. ¿Cómo perderme en la gente si ya no te busco? Tengo los días contados de verte en papel. Cuando me acuerdo que todo se forja por uno. Sigo adelante, aunque cueste de creer. Todo es atisbo de restos inciertos de ayer. Algunos son recuerdos, otros me los pinté. Y ya no quiero volver a perderme en momentos. Algunos fueron buenos, los otros ya ni sé. ¿Cómo tratar de arreglarme si me desespero? Pero me dicen que todo se puede arreglar. Luego me acuerdo de uno de mis chistes internos. Me río por dentro, por fuera y regreso a mi hogar. Woo, the personal hell.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Key stuff. If you are inside your personal hell, if you are in your day like, holy crap, I hate this shit, I wanna quit. Like, get me down here. You say, you have to remember one of your internal jokes. You have to keep your humor. Your humor, how you communicate your world by the humor, is the philosopher's stone.
So good to have everyone. Thank you, Jose, for closing us down today. Everyone, you're more than welcome to hang out. I do believe we're probably going to shut down the cameraman and officially end the community call. But you don't have to leave. Welcome to the now.
Just made a thumbs up. you have to put the cameraman like this Bulik, you know, and somebody have to speak through him. It's meant to be, man.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day. But our cameraman is very shy, you know?
Don't
All right,
fight it.
cameraman. Thank you for all
Don't
the hard
fight
work,
it, man.
cameraman.
This is the pollution. Yeah, this is about breaking barriers. So I'm pretty trust that cameraman is going to evolve to here.
Definitely. I agree. Throw an AI behind it or something. Well, yes. Okay. Cameraman, thank you so much. Take it easy.